We are live.
Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We have an awesome show tonight, and we had a What Women Want episode not too long ago, and so Callie and I, of course, we have to come back and do a What Does Men Want episode. So we got to make sure that we represent our brothers as well, and kind of provide a space for us to talk about that. So that's what we'll be talking about tonight. So if you are live with us, say hi, let us know where you're watching us from, and please help us share. It'll be a couple minutes before we get started here. So if you're on, again, please help us share. Callie's sharing. I'm going in right now to share as well. So just give us a couple seconds and we will get started shortly. Ooh, I am blurry. Okay. Hopefully it'll get better. I kicked all the kids off already, so hoping it'll get better soon here. Ellie, I think you clicked live too fast because in the picture, it's you and then the what is it? The loading signal.
Oops. I'll fix that after.
Okay, so again, if you are live with us, say hi. Let us know where you're watching us from. Oh my gosh, my hair is kind of crazy today. We'd love to do some shout outs at the beginning. So if you're live with us, say hi. I feel like I'm still a little blurry, so let me know if you guys can see me. I may have to.
Yeah, it's still a little blurry.
Okay.
It's on my end for you.
Yeah, I will. I know the kids are not on. I kicked them all off the Wi-Fi because it's still nice and sunny outside for us now that it gets dark a little bit later, so they're out there, but hopefully it gets a little bit better here. Hi, Daisy.
It's kind of quiet tonight. Yeah.
I know. It is. We've got Gumbo from Wisconsin. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for saying hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Callie's #1 fan saying hello to Miss Yang Mama. Thank you for commenting and hopefully watching the playback. We've got Chongy from Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin, you got some people cheering you on. Hi, Lucy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ma, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in and saying hi.
And we will have ReLax on in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Amy from Wisconsin.
So I have to tell you something funny.
Okay.
So you know how we had Nia B on last week?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of talked about, the whole 5 over. So today I wanted to test that theory. So I was going 5 over. And guess what?
You got pulled over?
Almost.
Oh.
So I was like driving and I was like going 5 over. And I was like staying with traffic. So it wasn't like I was beating anybody or anything. And so then I'm driving, I pass the copper, and then he pulls up, and I'm in the middle lane, and so he pulls up, he's in the left lane, and so I'm like, oh crap, I should listen to Nia B. Anything over anything over is gonna be a ticket. And so
yeah,
luckily he went after the guy that was beside me, and so, but oh my goodness,
lots of fish in the sea. You just happen to not be the one he caught.
I know.
But honestly, I feel like it's kind of like dependent on it
Yeah,
is really
probably on
dependent on the cup. Because I feel like a lot of times, like I've always gone over 5 and have never gotten pulled over. So I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I feel like 5 is pretty safe, and then 10 is kind of like just a little too risky. But
Yeah.
I went 65 the whole way down.
Mm.
I was like, I need travel money. I can't be getting tickets.
That's right. I just want to do a quick shout out to Miss Amy Lee from Wisconsin. She said she just discovered us and she is loving everything that we do. Thank you so much. We really appreciate, the follow, the likes, and the shares of our videos and our content. So thank you just for tuning in and saying hello. We really appreciate that.
And let us know if you've enjoyed. We've been doing some shorter videos, some fun videos, some makeup transitions, travel. And so let us know which you are really enjoying. We try to just to show other sides of like stuff that we enjoy. And so
yeah,
let us know if you enjoy watching those.
We've been doing crazy things like and we also, and honestly, I think like the Pacific Northwest is also very, very beautiful. I know it rains a lot here and people don't really like to come here because of the rain, but there are so many awesome things about the Pacific Northwest, and Callie and I are trying our best to kind of show that. And of course, like when we're traveling, we want to share some of that stuff with you guys too. So, and we've both been practicing our makeup, so we want to start doing some random stuff. Hopefully you guys are enjoying some of those too. So
Olivia does my makeup. So anytime
one time only, Callie.
If I have a fancy face on, it's because she's doing my makeup. So stuck doing makeup, and but yeah, it's been fun.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you, Janice, for listening to us. Drive safely, and remember, 5 over is safe to go, but don't go any more than that. Almost got a ticket today, girl.
Officer EMB may or may not be in the streets of California trying to pull you over. So
right.
You gotta make sure you stay safe. I don't know. I'm still so blurry.
I don't know either. No one's on for real.
Nope. All the kids are outside. So it may just take a minute for it to like catch on to just me, I guess. I don't know.
And just a reminder that we still have the Love Vault. We are doing, we'll be starting working on season 2 of Finding Love. I've been studying for the GMAT and just took it, and that's kind of past now. And so hopefully we can start focusing on the future of the show and all these fun content that we really want to create for you guys. Of course, we are on YouTube as well. And so be sure to check us out there. We stream directly into our Facebook page and our YouTube, but we would love to see you over there as well. Of course, you can subscribe to our Facebook to support us, send stars, share our content, comment, interact. We love seeing all the comments, even though we might not always be able to message y'all back. So definitely just be sure to engage. We love seeing all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our Finding Love, did you already talk about that? Our application is closing.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Our application is closing in like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So again, if you know any single men or you have single friends that are men, we're looking for our first bachelor for our Finding Love series. And Callie and I did a quick introduction of Finding Love and kind of like what to expect with this season a while back, but essentially it's not going to be all virtual. And so we're really excited about it. And once the application closed, we'll be kind of looking through and picking one man for this Finding Love series. So if you've got any friends that are interested, please make sure you tag them in the post. It's pinned on our Facebook page, so it's easier for you guys to find the application. But it's still open until the the end of like Easter or whatever that day is. Anything else? Okay.
All right. So, of course, like Olivia said, this episode is on what men want. We had an episode on what women want. So if you have not checked that out, please be sure to check that out. But today we have on with us is going to be the ReLax podcast. So please be sure to check them out. They are a newer podcast. And we are just really, again, excited to see more people in this space, more Hmong voices, especially men. I think it's really important to have representation from, both, from all of our communities within the Hmong community. And so the ReLax podcast was founded by 5 friends from La Crosse, Wisconsin: Bi Yang, Cheng Vang, Xia Moua, Li Bao Bang, and Xiong. The idea of the podcast was to create a safe space where conversations can be had about anything and everything. They were brought together by volleyball, and so that's an interest that they shared. But they talk about Women's History Month and all sorts of topics. And they don't do lives currently, but they do pre-recording. The editing is so fun. They have a superhero episode, and it was just really fun to kind of see their personalities. But we're super, super excited, and they hope to continue to grow and not only entertain, but educate and inspire as well, which sounds oddly familiar, but there's space for everybody. And so with that, we are going to bring them on. If I can do it.
Hey guys, welcome. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. We're going to fix up the screen to make sure we can see everybody.
How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
We are doing
Wednesday.
good.
Still breathing.
Yeah. I love that you guys are kind of together. Cheng, you're kind of like with Callie. We're all in our separate locations.
Correct.
And even on the screen, it's like us and then you guys. So
Sweet.
Nice.
it works.
How that works.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on, ladies, for reaching out and giving us the opportunity to come on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Callie, should we get started?
Yep.
Okay. So we've got some warm-up questions for you guys. Obviously, we're going to keep it fair like we did with the What Women Want episode. We're going to try to stick to the agenda and ask similar questions. Obviously, we'll take comments from and questions from our viewers as well. But we've got some warm-up questions. These are the easier ones. So you guys can kind of give us your thoughts and we can kind of talk about that. But what do you guys think about having a wife who stays at home? Do you guys feel like she should work too, or are you okay with her just being a stay-at-home mom or wife?
Gotcha. Coming out hot, huh, Olivia?
Coming out hot.
I guess I can go first. I'm a believer in so in a relationship, where both individuals should still have a voice and have their individuality. In a healthy relationship, in my opinion, I think that the word compromise is very important. I would never force my wife to do something that she doesn't want to do, or if my wife wants to do something, by all means, I'm all ears. We'll try to make it work. And I think she will reciprocate that back to me as well. But if my wife wants to stay at home, I mean, she can. But we have to have that dialogue, though, that conversation, to kind of justify that decision if she wants to stay at home. And of course, we need to go over the financial plan and actually see if we can't afford that decision. I mean, if I'm making $40K a year and my wife wants to stay at home, I mean, we can try to make it work. But in all honesty, in that situation, it's gonna be hard to make ends meet. And I hope that in that discussion, if I'm making $40K a year, that she's able to be aware and identify the situation. And honestly, it'll be on her decision, and hopefully she's aware of that decision to make that decision. Instead of me coming in and have to force her to do that. I'm not that kind of guy. She has her own voice, and I believe in that. But however, if that's impacting both of us, then we have to have that open dialogue. But however, if I'm making 100K, which I'm not,
not yet.
Not yet.
If I'm making 100K, yeah, by all means, if it makes it work, I mean, I'm all for that. And I believe in having individuality in these conversations now, and I hope like I said, she's able to capture that situation, and we are able to capture the situation to make those decisions mutually.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with B, because I have no problem with my wife being a stay-at-home mom or wife. There's just like what he said, there just needs to be a good sense of communication. We got to be very transparent. Can we financially afford it? Could be like a personal reason, like maybe daycare. Like it doesn't make sense to just have one person work and pay daycare. You're like, why not just you stay home and you take care of our kid, and I will just work and we can figure it out. There also needs to be an understanding that if you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, maybe the responsibility of cleaning the house might be a little more on you you know, because if you're home, and I'm not saying this because not all guys might think alike, but some might think like, hey, if you're gonna be home, then why don't you clean? Why don't you do the chores? You know, why aren't you cooking dinner for the kids, cleaning it up? Because when the husband comes home, he should just be able to relax or whatnot, you know. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like there needs to be some kind of communication that if that's the case, then it needs to be for both sides, you know.
Right. And you know, going off of what Sia was saying, huh? I mean, this is all like what men think, but I hope like we understand that ReLax is not representing all men. This is kind of just our situation and kind of
opinions.
Our opinion. And you know, there's some guys who might think differently, some guys who might agree with us, but you know, it's just kind of our take and whatnot. But,
Yeah. I think there's like a difference between like a wife wanting to be a person who stays home versus needing to, right? Because I think Sia, you brought up a good point of like having children. I think sometimes men or women, regardless of your gender, sometimes when you are a stay-at-home parent, it is a lot of work. And I think people underestimate how much work that is and how much time and energy and effort goes into taking care of your children when you're there 24/7. Like you don't get a break, right? Because even after your partner comes home, like they're still your children. They're still going to need your attention. So you don't really get an actual break. So I think it is really tough, you know.
Yeah, like for
Oh, go ahead, Kelly.
so Bao basically said taking care of the kids is a lot of work already. Cleaning and cooking is a partnership. Yeah. I don't think it should be assigned to the person who stays at home. And this, you know, I think that, you know, when you think about the jobs, right? Like when you come home from work, you're leaving your job. The person that stays at home, they should also be quote unquote leaving their job, right? And so I think the expectation that person should still be working, which is cooking and cleaning, you know, is a bit unfair, but you're totally free to your opinion.
Yeah. I think what I was gonna say earlier was off of what Olivia and B said was my mom. It's funny because my mom, she didn't go to school, you know, because you know when they came from Thailand, she didn't go to school. She just raised us as her kids, which is us. My dad was the one that was working, and my mom didn't go to, you know, didn't have a work or nothing, didn't know English, and she said that it was hard for her because watching kids, like what the comment was that it's hard watching kids. You know, you think it's just your home and you're just sitting around, but in reality, like it's a lot of work. Yeah. You know, like you sacrifice a lot of your time just being at home for your kids, and it's hard. You know, I understand it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I also think like I don't think it's necessarily saying that it's just their job to do cooking and cleaning. I think so what you were trying to say is that like right? Like if we're leaning more on that person to do that because they are home, where they do need to cook and clean for the kids or whatever. It is more of a responsibility for them because they are home, but it's not to say that's the only thing that they're doing.
Right.
When you do get home, it's all about that communication about, you know, because I would be exhausted too after watching the kids, right? So it's about communicating with your partner and saying, hey, I'm exhausted. Could you do X, Y, Z? I think that communication is really important. I think just kind of clarifying that it's not that the person is to, you know, that's their only responsibility or that's the thing that they're going to have to do because they're at home. But because they are home, it's probably going to be primarily part of their responsibility. You know?
Yes.
Right.
That's what I meant, Olivia. Thank you for putting it.
I got you.
Well said.
Yeah.
There's women listening, so
yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got what you was trying to put down.
Yeah.
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 Any other thoughts before we move on to the next question?
Yeah.
I agree with everybody else. There has to be some sort of communication dialogue there. And then I guess one question is, why do you want to stay home if there is no reason to stay home? You know.
Right.
Yo, that's a good question too.
Yeah.
For sure. That's why the stay-at-home wife, right? Like if you're a mom is a different story from a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the American dream, right? I mean, growing up, you want to be the male figure, to be, I guess, the household provider and whatnot. I mean, that I'm not saying that women can't do that though. All right, just clarify that. But I'm just saying that's kind of what, you know, has been
media.
Like, media has been driven to us where, hey, we're the guys, we have to provide, you know, by all means, wifey, you guys stay home and do, you know, you guys take care of the kids, and we'll be the provider. But in all honesty, at the end of the day now, it's on the wife and it's on you as the husband to communicate. Like we keep going back and just talk about that situation. If it matches you and your partner, by all means do it. But if it don't, then, you know, let's table that until we are able and capable enough to provide for our family with one income.
Yeah.
Right, because sometimes like nowadays there's even like, you know, women that work and then the husband stays at home, you know, which is totally, again, that's a personal family decision.
That is the American dream. Stay home dad.
I was gonna say because Xia Moua did say if the question she did ask was, do you think you could ever become a stay-at-home dad?
Sure, I think I can. Not gonna lie, I think
it's vice versa. I think if the wives can or the females could do it, I think the guys could do it too.
Yeah. You know, I personally think it's like now, especially it's you know, I think you know, both genders are able to do it, and if they wish to, and you know, communicate it thoroughly. I personally, like I said, just me personally, shoot, I wouldn't mind it if my wife is able to get that income and she enjoys what she's doing, and then if I, you know, didn't like what I was doing and I want to take a break from work for, you know, mental health and stuff, I think it's a great opportunity for me too. But I think at the same time, like, it's just it wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, but I think right now, like I said again, we're both in a situation where, you know, we do need to work and you know, to maintain our current lifestyle. So
yeah.
But
Talk when you're when you said that you gain like 40 pounds, 50 pounds doing nothing. I can't do that, dude. I gotta be doing something.
Got to change.
That's right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. So second question, and you can think back to, you know, like before you were married to, if you're now married, but do you think that love distracts you from your goals, and how have your goals changed after finding love?
I think, okay, so this question is kind of tough because I believe it's yes or no, depending on how you want to look at it. I think it's yes, because when you're young, you know, I think age would play a big factor in this. I think when you're young, you're young and naive, and you make like poor decisions, right? Mostly because you lack knowledge. Maturity is a factor. I think as you grow older, you become more mature and you have a better understanding of what you want in life. However, there are some who just mature and never stick to what's comfortable. I've seen people with, like, you know, like great ambition and motivation for future goals get thrown out just because their spouse or their husband or wife doesn't support it. I think support is the key word. If you have goals and someone doesn't want to support that, it can really change your lifestyle. It can change your goals dramatically. If there isn't any support, that's got to be the main thing. On top of that, like if the relationship is toxic, they do whatever they can to save the relationship and forget their goals. You know, because I think, I don't speak for everyone, but some people might have been there where when they're younger and you know, and I want to be this X, Y, and Z when I grow up, but then I love him so much, and we always argue and we always fight, but I'm trying to fix us while I'm trying to fix myself. You put that person before you put yourself, and I think the reality is some people do that, you know, and they forget themselves and trying to grow. So that's why I say yes and no, because some people who know their goals and ambitions, they say, hey, if you don't want to be a part of this, you don't deserve to be a part of my life. You know, so that's why I go with yes and no. But I feel like it's healthy for couples to have their own goals to reach. That in itself helps them grow as an individual and overall as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, definitely. I think me personally though, just kind of seeing how, like, when I met my wife, I know that I for sure kind of deviated from my goals and aspirations a little bit. I mean, you know, I think that's the key thing with finding a good partner too, is that you can initially deviate from it, but because you're very like so much in love too, and so you want to do everything for them, and you just want to be there for them. And so I think for me personally, I took a step back from my goals, but then now I think her and I are working together, and we're actually working towards my goal too, and then we're coming up with new goals and to try to strive for that too. So I think that's just the key of finding someone that you're very compatible with, and making sure that you communicate initially on like, hey, this is how I was back then. I would love to get back on track if it's either fitness, grad school, whatever. But that's just kind of how, like, me personally, how I've done it. For sure, I've deviated quite a bit too. So like I'm just slowly getting back to it at the time. But I still don't take anything back, because I love my wife a lot too, and so everything I've done, I think it's made me a better individual. And like I said again, it's her and I relationship are a lot stronger now. So I think we're both very compatible in that, and we're both working towards that goal that we want to achieve. So it's I for sure say think me personally, I do think love takes you a little bit from your goals.
Yeah, I completely agree with you too. I think actually, initially it will take a little bit of time because you have to force yourself and use that time to build your relationship. So it's going to distract you initially right away. But then my straight answer to the question is no. Like, I think to use love as a reason for you to not be successful in your personal goals, I don't think that's fair. I believe in, actually, there's this quote I saw the other day where actually it says, the strength of the pack is the wolf. The strength of the wolf is a pack, right? So I mean, we talk about this in a relationship aspect. The pack is the relationship. So you have to have two dedicated individuals in this pack to make the pack work. It can kind of go vice versa as well, where you two together will have you guys will help you guys grow individually as well. And I think love in general is such a great tool to inspire and to motivate you to be better. It shouldn't be a reason to stop you from your personal aspirations. And I'm just a believer in that. So I hope that people don't use love as like an excuse to not reach their goals.
Yeah.
Because I think you ought to think they should use that power to drive their relationship and to better themselves. And then to better themselves individually, at the end of the day, they come together, the path of the relationship becomes really, it becomes big time, and it just grows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Great points. Anything else to add to that from LP or Yi before we move on?
Yeah, like what B said.
Go ahead, Lee.
Strong communication, understanding if you're a significant other. It's just kind of like when you're going on the road to your goal, it's that little detour that you take before you reach your goal, So strong communication and understanding, you guys will get there, reach your goals. Even though if you guys separate goals, you guys will reach the main goal.
Yeah.
Right. For sure.
I think love in itself is a goal already, and once you meet that in the middle of your path, it does, like Lee Paul says, it's a little detour, or it deters you away from what you originally set to do, and so it's just a detour, and you just get back on track after whether you reach love or not, you find yourself, and get back on track, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little short commercial break. Thank you guys for all the stars that you're sending. That's it.
Gotcha.
we're seeing the stars and just want to let you guys know that we see that. And thank you so much.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's just our viewers are sending us stars. It's like
we don't see it, but they see it.
Oh,
yeah. So we only see it because I have my phone, and as they send it, you can see it kind of like pop up. Because when we're on live on this platform, we don't see the reactions, but we also have our phone on with ourselves there, so that's how we're viewing it.
Yeah, we're still new to all the.
So what does the stars mean? I mean,
The
stars
They like it.
They like it, G. Dang, it's just like another like.
No, actually, it's funny. So they're just supporting us. So
Yeah.
Oh, how cool. That's
Nice.
awesome. Cool. Yeah, keep continue to do that. These girls are
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so this next question is it possible to live or be with a person you do not love?
Hey,
Sorry,
take it.
không mặc tay nè.
You
Is
take
it
a ye.
possible to live or be
I don't
with a
think it's
person?
possible.
You don't think it's possible, Lee?
Nah.
I think anything is possible.
Yeah.
You'd be dreadful, but
Yeah.
For sure, this day and age.
but it's possible. I mean, if you're just asking if it's possible, I think so. I mean, it won't be fun, but
Yeah.
I think some relationships they probably do it just because they have been together for a long time. Maybe they have other ties as like kids or family members and stuff like that, and they don't want to ruin. And so yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think going off of Yi, like I think of course it's possible. I mean, I've seen the situation in couples who have already built their life together, mainly to those who have been married since they were teens or high school sweethearts.
Sure.
They have some sort of love, but maybe they're no longer in love. You see couples live together or stay married mainly because they have kids. I believe that if they were to get divorced or go their separate ways, they can't predict what's going to happen in the future. Because are they going to find someone who's going to love them as much as are they going to find someone who's going to love them and their children? Because some people see that as like a package deal, right?
Yeah.
Like a package deal. Like if I marry you, I'm marrying your kids as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, you can't predict that. So I feel like some people fear that. So they kind of shy away from, I don't want to divorce him or her because
Stigma too, man.
Yeah, I don't exactly.
Yeah, especially the Hmong
The
culture.
stigma of being a divorcee or being a bad nyah, being a bad vo, or
it's because of your husband or it's because of your son or your daughter. It's just all the whole Hmong tradition culture,
all that Hmong crap, man.
All the Hmong stuff that goes into it, So I think in the end, the question is, will there be regret in the couple to kind of like say, hey, did I not work hard enough? Did I do enough and it just didn't work out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to answer the question, I think it's you kind of had to identify, what does love mean? I mean, is that like a romantic love or is that, friendship love? I mean, if you think about love in general, I mean, yeah, it's possible. I mean, I've seen relationships where, like you said, Xia, like, they're out of love now, but they're living together as domestic partners, whether it's financial reasons or intimate reasons.
But do you want to do that for the rest of your life, though? Like,
right. That's what I was gonna get to my next point. Is that like, yeah, you see that, but then for me personally, if I think of it through romantic love, where I don't think it'll be possible for me. Like if I don't love somebody and that person does not love me and mutually we are not in an agreement, why continue that relationship that's going to hurt both of us? I don't see what's the purpose in that. But here's my point too, is where like I think we as a Hmong community, we are slowly moving away from that traditional aspect of like, day, utia, and everything will be okay. But in actuality, there are situations that it doesn't get better, and I speak this on behalf of mainly our women, and we think about like domestic violence and whatnot, like that's even on top of that, of just love in general. Like that boils my blood when OGs are saying that, like, you know what, you got beaten up, okay,
go back.
Go back. You'll be all right. But man, in actuality, bro, like that's not cool. That relationship is toxic. It's not good. I mean, it's abuse. Yeah, it's just not right. And by all means, like if you're at the end of the road, you'll know that it's the end of the road. And like coming from like a Western perspective, like separation is okay. Like you have to understand, like happiness is the key to life. You know what I mean? Like you only live once. I mean, why live in a world with unhappiness and sorrow and regret when you can make a difference, you can change, and it's okay. Like there's no shame in that, and
I do feel like men, like you guys are right. I love what you're saying, and I think that I can see that because right, instead of like right. But I think for women, I think it's much harder for them to leave that relationship because of all of the cultural things, the negative impact that it has on Hmong women. And I think that's why they stay, even though they can't love their husband anymore, but they feel like they maybe don't have like no way out, kind of, you know.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I do agree with you completely. Like, I think it is possible, but it's not going to be a very happy ending for yourself.
Easy, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's why I think we stand by our Hmong women and women in general. You know, if you're in that situation, like, I mean, I'm not saying that like once you get into disagreement, leave. Like, you have to work hard in a relationship. But like, if, like I said, it's the last straw, you know, there's no shame in that.
It's okay to leave.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to say I have other alternatives.
Like, or you know, like, go ahead. Sid.
I can do better. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I was just gonna say, you know, I think at the end of the day, it's for your own happiness. I know as much as your kids and stuff too. And when you try all different avenues to make it work and everything, if it doesn't, and you know, it falls out, it's okay, because your happiness at the end of the day is gonna be, I think, the most priority, because you're gonna do better for yourself, and that's kind of the key thing. So I think it's difficult, but yeah.
So I think a lot of times people want to stay because of the kids, right? Because they don't want the kids to come from a broken home. But you know, I think sometimes, like, if the relationship is toxic or there's a lot of fighting, cursing, like violence in the home, I feel like it's just better to split up. You know, like, better for kids to be like apart and seeing healthy relationships than just being in the house and seeing unhealthy relationship. I feel like that's more like traumatic, you know, growing up and seeing that and seeing how, you know, your dad treats your mom or your mom treats your dad.
Totally.
For sure.
Anything else to add before we move on?
You got it.
I was the first one to talk. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. You so focused on reading the comments.
I know all your friends are like, get him on the Bachelor.
Yeah, dude, this guy, bro.
You know where to sign up. So.
Oh yeah, we gotta get you on, man.
I'm taking for granted, guys. Gee.
Yeah.
All right. So next question: is it possible to have similar interests and hobbies with someone yet still be incompatible?
Whew. Go ahead, Lee. Like, you the dude, bro. Go ahead.
I think it's possible, but I mean, that person just be like my best friend, you know. So,
oh, that's true. I agree.
Yeah,
we have similar interests. I mean, we can, you know, do those things together. But if we're not in love, then is that what it is?
Best friend. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Interest hobbies. Yeah.
Possible to similar interests. Yeah, being yes and no. I mean, you'll be compatible doing the hobbies, but anything outside of that, we're friends, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I feel like relationships are casual first before they become committed. I feel many people who want to find love, but the journey is different for everyone. So it's gonna take someone 1 year to 10 years to 20 years to find the right person, right? I think most often it takes people time to be serious in a relationship before they truly find the right person to be compatible with. I think hobbies, or excuse me. Sometimes people go through, like I said, 1 to 10 people just to find the right person.
Right. I would say yes as well. I mean, you know, wait, what was it? Is it possible to have similar interests and hobbies? And yeah, being incompatible. Yeah. I think relationship, you know, interests and hobbies, I think that's a good, you know, yeah, it's a good starting point. It's a good talking point. It's a good introduction piece. But you know, there are different aspects to the relationship, you know, like how the person talks, you know, like right? Are they respectful? You know, do they genuinely care for people? Right? Those are all different aspects that I personally look for, not just for like interests and hobbies, because interests and hobbies, they change over time. And as we age, you know, we're always going to be, you know, I'm not going to be playing volleyball for the rest of my life. I'll probably go golfing, or maybe, you know, go
podcast, man.
Yeah, podcast. Or walk dog, maybe babies. Yeah. Like, you know, those hobbies are going to change. And once those hobbies change, the people change. I mean, like, it's just like, that's not the end all be all. And I think there's more aspects to it. Being compatible to me, I think it means just kind of understanding each other, without actually like saying anything to each other, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a feeling now where you just get one another. Right. There's just some sort of electricity. It's just some sort of connection that just happens naturally. And you don't have to talk about it sometimes. It's just like, oh yeah, I get you. It just connects.
Chemistry.
Yeah, that chemistry just kind of happens. And that, to me, that's what compatibility is. And it's not all about interests and hobbies.
For sure. Yo, one comment too. It's like for us, for example, since I was the best baller and I stopped balling now, we're also compatible. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like that's how it is. I think it's for sure that's okay. But yeah, I just might side comment.
I like how you threw the word best in there.
Yeah.
Best.
Yeah.
Did y'all even catch that?
Don't doubt it, man.
All right. This last warm-up question is, are relationships in recent times becoming more casual and less committed, and why?
I think I'll comment first, I guess, on this one. I think because being the youngest out of all the guys here, I think for sure, for what I've seen, before I got married, I think for sure, because all the different avenues of social media and stuff for sure has gotten it easier to meet people and to reach out. Like I said again, you're not stuck to just the individuals in your town or anymore. It wasn't like back then where we would meet up at like tournaments or myth, so
Yeah. We're good boys.
Yeah. So, but like I said again, I think now for sure it's a lot more casual in my opinion, and everything isn't taken so serious now. You're talking with multiple individuals, and you're all I think trying to see who fits best, but still having fun at the side, which is totally fine too. So, but I think, yeah, for sure. I think this generation has gone, or now it's gone a lot more casual than for what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, I would agree. I think just the number of options of, I guess resources out there that you have to meet other people. And that goes with guys and girls. And so with that option comes options, I guess,
Great responsibility.
So now you have all these options through these options,
Right. Yeah, I would say it's what is it? Where am I at here? Sorry, I had some stuff. Can you repeat the question, Olivia? I lost.
Yeah. Are relationships in recent times becoming more casual?
Oh yeah, I got you now. Okay, yeah, for sure. I think so. Actually, we are. Man, I just keep thinking through like a contextual and historical like lens where our parents, they have the mindset of the traditional mindset of find your forever at 15 and get married at 18, and we are a generation behind. So like our parents' generation, their mindset is similar to that. And then there's our generation, first, Hmong American generation. What is it? Like I think we're more of like, we understand the importance of love and the importance of marriage, but then like we're a little bit scared of it. So then we date a little longer. We try to find someone who will, who will test the waters a little bit, but then we will stay with the relationship a little bit longer. Like similar to Xia, like you and your wife been dating for like 10 some years. My wife and I, we dated for 5, 6, 7 years before we actually committed to the relationship. And like I keep going back to that Hmong community is a generation behind. And now our younger generation is assimilating to the Western culture. And you start to see where, hey, I'm going to, prioritize myself first, my personal goals, my own aspiration first. And the dating scene, yeah, I'm going to try and meet people as much as I can, but I'm not going to commit to them quite yet. But then they're just going to kind of in a way, meet as many people as they can, and then they'll commit later on. So it's like, it's a generational effect. And that's why I say yes, because it's, that it is casual. And I'm not saying what is right, what's wrong, but I think I just see it through a historical lens where there is a change in our whole community in the dating aspect.
Right. To add to that, I think commitment, you have commitment towards other things versus just your significant other or someone that you're looking to date. Whether that's sports, that's friends, that's family, that's job, and then maybe some of those might come first before your love or finding somebody to be together with.
That's true. I always get lectured by my mom when I was like a few years ago, before I got married, and she was like, "Take what's it? I was like, all right, I'm just trying to find the right one. I'm not like you guys that
There's
are
some
just
players, man.
Yeah, they're like more players than us back in the day, But it has changed a lot for sure.
Lee, you were a player too, right, Lee?
They play a lot. They just don't admit to it.
Yeah.
Multiple girls in the same town.
Yeah.
And they don't know each other. Fake names,
Yeah. I mean, we grew up with the what is the Asian Town, the
Asian Avenue,
yeah.
Pride, all that stuff.
I mean, we didn't commit to that. We're just kind of jumping around too, but
Fun times.
yeah. Anywho, sorry for the tangent.
I just have to say that your friend Chongi is working real hard for you in the comments.
What are you saying?
What's he saying?
I am amazed. He's just making deals for you. I think after this, you're gonna be busy tonight. But
Why, what is he saying? This dude.
He's trying to hook you up.
he
He's
sure
trying to do.
is.
A boy, you a
Give him
great
for
man.
address.
All
He's
right.
lying.
So
He's just gonna give you his address, and then you guys are gonna go to.
all right. So that was all warm-up questions. So now we're gonna move into the real round, which is what men want. And so I know that you guys have 帮你的天龙哥 watching, so 这种啥这种嘛还呢
but also just like be honest too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so style. What would you prefer your women to dress like?
Yeah.
Slutty.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat.
All right, I'm sorry. I might have said it too fast. Let me explain.
No, he meant it.
Let me explain. So it's funny because like when you see other girls or other husbands and boyfriends, wives or girlfriends dressed slutty, you're like, oh, that's hot and sexy, right? But then when you won't allow your wife and your girlfriend to do that. Why is that? I don't know. I don't have the answer for that.
Because other guys be looking at her too.
Yeah. I think you might be afraid that someone might be taking your wife or your girlfriend away. But yeah, I mean, I think most men might get turned on by having girls dressed more inappropriate, I guess, the word sexy. Yes, sexy. That's the one.
I hope you are sexy.
Yeah, because some men might think, oh, Numinji don't go if she just a scrubby, right? No, I'm just talking about some men. Like personally, like I'm more the sporty type girls. Like if you dress in like sports bras or like a sweater and like yoga pants or workout clothes, I'm okay with it. That's just my personal opinion. Because I have a beautiful wife, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're highly God.
Yeah.
What if you didn't though?
That's so mean, bro.
I'm just saying. Does that change though?
Yeah, of course. If I didn't have a wife, then it does change because you're not committed. You don't
Hey, he's being real right now.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to say like things change. Okay, like similar small things can make a man maybe change their feelings or how react to things. But guys, I have a ring on my finger. I'm okay. I'm so happy. So
That's what's up, man.
That's funny. Man.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I think for me, to be honest, I'm in shorts 4'7", so it doesn't really matter to me.
Green shorts. Only green shorts.
Yeah, that's her favorite color.
Yeah.
I think that's where I get my style too. We're both in like Crocs 24/7 too. So
Crocs are nice.
Yeah.
Sponsorship.
Now my wife is in Crocs 24/7.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same boat, guys. It doesn't matter to me. I think if there was anything I would say is just a girl that kind of just know to take care of themselves. Just be aware, of your hygiene.
I think at least has like
shower.
some fashion sense, I mean, like I said, I'm not the most fashionable too, but like I think, when I met my wife, I was in shorts and a tank top. And then when I met her again, I was also in a tank top, but I was in sweatpants. And we still hit it off,
man.
and yeah, nothing changed much a little bit. She said my voice got lower, but that's pretty much it.
Puberty.
That's it, man. That's it. But otherwise,
I would agree.
Otherwise,
I think having a significant other that dresses well, knows the occasion. I wouldn't mind, like Sis said, just sweaters and yoga pants. Maybe even sometimes like shorts, like just like in guy shorts, like basketball shorts. That's cool too.
Yeah. And like actually, I get it. Like you want to look good, not to like impress other men. You want to look good for yourself, and like by all means, that's you. That's you. Like it doesn't matter to I guess to me, to us.
You feel good. You look good.
Yeah, you're bobbing yourself, man.
Do you? Yeah. And as long as like what you saying, the occasion, you're aware of the occasion, right? So you're not like gonna wear Crocs and tank tops to like, oh no, right? Like
Cheng.
like Cheng.
Hey, she's still cool with it.
Nah, I'll just play. Yeah, just kind of know the occasion, and I think that's just kind of, it's not a big factor to me, honestly.
Okay, I'm going to put a quick comment really quick. So Aaliyah says, can we hit a shout out to the husbands who accept and don't restrict their spouses to dress sexy?
Yeah.
So yes, big shout out to the husbands who, because a lot of times women dress for themselves too, right? And women dress for other women. Women never dress for men. We want the women to think that we're looking cute. So, but definitely shout out to all the husbands that accept their wives and how they dress.
Yeah, they cut in a lot. You taro you taro you do it for you. You don't do it for your husband or your boyfriend or the man. Like you put on that sexy dress because you want to look good for yourself and you feel confident. You feel sexy in it. So
exactly.
For sure, kudos to the men who are confident enough, secure enough to like be okay with their women wearing some sexy clothes when they go out. So. Though I must say, know the occasion.
That's true.
Yes.
For sure. All right. So this next question has to do with your partner's, your wife's family. So, what do you want more of? That you
from her family?
Yes.
Oh,
time away from the family. Just kidding.
That's a little dark.
Alone time, man. You know what I'm saying?
That was 0 to 100 super quick.
That's just G's opinion, though.
They agree with me,
guys. You don't even have in-laws.
I'm just saying, dude.
Hey, I'm your in-law, man.
Sia, what do you got?
I'm sorry.
I haven't thought about this one much. To be honest, too.
So what do I want more of from her family? I'm actually like a newlywed, so I've been with my wife for my girlfriend at the time for 13 years ish, and then we recently just got married. What I would want from her family is probably more of a relationship with her siblings. I've been with my wife, like I said, I've been with my wife for many years, but I feel like we're on good terms, like me and her family, but I would like to have a deeper connection with them. I think just being able to be yourself, because I feel like I'm still a little reserved and I'm still a little like maybe because I can't really fully be myself because I don't trust them or maybe they don't trust me. So I think just having a connection with them would really be what I would want. But again, it takes both sides to make the bond stronger. I would love to have more family trips together. We've never done family trips, and I would like to spend more time with them on the weekends, and not just for like special occasions. Just not for birthdays or holidays and whatnot, but like just like a random night where we just say, hey, let's hang out, let's have a few drinks and play cards, or let's do game night. I would just love to have those like small moments, because to me, like those moments mean a lot because I have that with my family of my side, you know, and I'm really close to my family, so I would like to have that with her family. And like I said, it takes both sides, so it takes me and them to make it work.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I mean, you know, I think I have a pretty good relationship with my in-laws. But I think if I had to choose, like in general, I think to go along with UC, I think it'd be awesome just to hang out, you know, and just to get to know each other, kind of like you know, your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, but you know, and mother-in-law, father-in-law, but you know, we're a family, you know, and we do what family do, and just chill, hang out, talk, and just be yourself. If I had to choose, though, I think it's just one thing is just being an honest conversation. You know, like if I just want them to be not afraid to tell me what I'm doing wrong. You know, like you know, you as about, especially me, where I'm the oldest of my family, so I don't have an older brother to kind of, you know, model after. You know, and you know, I have to pave my own roads, and so I just try to be the most respectful, the best, you know, Val as possible. By all means, I'm not the best Val, and I know I'm probably not doing everything right. I just want them to kind of tell me, you know, hey, what am I doing wrong? You know, don't be afraid to let me know. I'm all about learning and growing as well, and you know, that's what brothers and sisters do. We just joke around, mess around, you know, and talk crap about each other. I'm okay with that, you know, just being real and having that open dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I totally understand that too. I think for me, I would love to get to have a better, deeper conversation with her parents. I'm not gonna lie, I've been called out twice for not being able to speak Hmong properly by the dad. But otherwise, I think just building that relationship and having a deeper conversation for sure. I think that's because I know that we all, you know, I think maybe the generation now we all kind of want to converse with the, you know, the younger, you know, like our age and whatnot, but it's a little hard to have a conversation with Joy Ning Laona. So it's always like, for me, I want to, you know, get better at that, you know, because I want to show them that I do love their daughter and that I want to do the best, you know, for her and show them that I'm still here for you know, her family too. So that's my point. So yeah.
Coach Teo Lipa.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
I mean, 做兒都節目 in 攞嚟。
我做乜就話多
No,
就
I think
攞你似喐噶
me and my in-laws, we get along pretty well, so no complaints at all. You know, we've been, although I'm a quieter guy, so I don't really, I mean, I try to, they talk to me more than I talk to them. So I mean,
So you're the problem.
that's true. I gotta fix that. So that's true. But I think we get along pretty well with me and her brothers. We talk, drink here and there. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think an important part is with their family, you are considered the outsider, right? And you're always seeking maybe like what is it? Acceptance from them, and you
Like
know,
reassurance
that, you know, I'm not like your family, but I'm your family, you know,
right,
kind of thing. And just making sure that what I'm doing is not stepping on anybody's toes, and that I'm doing okay as, you know, the brother-in-law or the outsider.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
Andy, as a single person here, go ahead, talk. Yeah.
Yes, I do that.
It's a stop.
the ladies
No.
Chipoza, they don't give a chance,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, we got a viewer here trying to get in your DM, talking about your family about to be hurt.
No, did you see it?
Is his name Chongi?
But I think,
so he can work his DM after this.
yeah, I think you bring up a really good point about, like, I think even in the What Women Want episode, we talked about like being inclusive and just feeling like you are an outsider. Women feel this way too, even for like me, husband, love, family. It's just like being included and
Mhm.
and being a part of that conversation in family is so like necessary for your relationship to just flourish. So don't worry, we women feel the same way too, for sure.
Gotcha.
Okay, so in your relationship, what do you want more of?
Relationship. What do you want?
I want a
We'll let
relationship.
you go first.
That's a
What
good
is that?
one.
I don't know what
That's
that
a
is,
good
man.
That way you married men, you can think about what your answer should be. The hotel. They're like staring at you, right? We will let you answer first.
Jay, don't die.
I guess I can go first. I think well, no, I'm happily married with my wife, and I think our relationship, we're still growing. And I believe that in a relationship you should always be growing, always try to learn from one another, and I think that's the beauty of marriage. Like you can't be complacent. What I mean, you always have to reflect and build upon each other to be better. As much as I am conservative, I'm an advocate for for change and trying new things, just to spice things up. I actually want to give a little shout out because 2 weeks ago, we were hanging out, and shout out to Sia's brother Joe. He gave this really cool, marriage advice. I kind of want to share with you all. He was telling us that, to have a successful marriage, you and your companion has to have like relationship goals, have some aspiration between you guys. So have like a goal what you want to do, whether it's
I remember that. Yeah.
something small as like working yourself to get a new car, getting a new job, having kids. Have that mutual goal so that you guys can both work towards. Because if you don't have that, then like I said, you become complacent, and boredom like strikes, and that's where like fights happen, arguments happen, and then that's where the turmoil starts. You have to have those goals to kind of work together to reach. You don't want to be complacent. You just don't want to stop where you are. We as first generation, we always just thought, go to school, get married, and that's the end all. But that's not the case. Like you have to still work and improve your relationship when you're married. It's not the end all be all. You have to continue to reflect and grow personally, like we mentioned before, and have relationship goals to reach as a couple. And I thought when he said, I'm like, oh, that's so true. Like a lot of Hmong people, Hmong relationships, they just stop. They just stop growing as a couple, and that's where a lot of like the problems start to happen. But if you have those mutual goals to drive your relationship, I think that's so important. He made a really, really good point.
Yeah, I love
Shout
that.
out Joe.
That is very important. Back in the olden days, the goal was to move and
Yep.
but it's different now.
I don't know about that.
You know, Lee?
Yeah, I know. I past life law.
Oh, okay.
I think B pretty
Lineage,
much,
man.
Yeah, I think B said like everything. Like how do you follow up with that? No, he pretty much said whatever. I think everything we feel. For me, I'm content with my life. I'm happy where I am right now. I have a fantastic partner to live out my days, and I'm super excited to see what we can accomplish together. I think having goals is obviously one important thing. Having a family or of our own, buying new cars or a house or whatnot. I have a wonderful family who I'm really close to, and now I have another family from my wife's side that I can also try and build a relationship with. I'm still very new to the whole vowel role, but I'm trying to learn every day. It's I think we're human, so you're gonna have mistakes, and it's okay to have mistakes. But every day, if you're willing to try and learn and kind of like soak everything in, you're trying, right? As long as you're trying, I think that's what's really important. And as you can see, I have a great group of friends. I think in life, when you get older, you tend to make the circle smaller because it's not about how many friends you have. It's how much you have with those small amount of friends. So for me, I keep my circle really small because there's not a lot of people out there who I trust. And when I need someone to lean on, I lean on my friends, my family, my wife, and her side, because in actuality, maybe that's really all you need, right, in life. So every day we're trying. Every day we're trying to be better, and there's plenty of goals still yet to reach.
Yeah, good job, B.
For me, I'm not content, man. I'm always like wanting to do something different. I'm always wanting to be better some way in life, past 6 years, 6 different jobs.
Hey,
That's a
you
good
were,
thing. Emotions.
So like I'm building my resume, you know what I'm saying?
you were a botanist to a cleaner.
But just because I'm not content with it, once I do that and I'm like, oh man, I think I could do better. I think I could do something different. I can build off of this. I can learn here and
Right.
Translate that over to something else. So yeah.
Yeah, I think also what he wants is to be on The Bachelor. So
Yeah. This is his application right now.
That's his end all be
Just throw
all.
him in there. Just throw him in there.
I'm broke, guys. Don't get me.
I love it. Cheng, anything you want to add? What do you want? more out of a
I think
relationship?
that's it. I think for sure, just more. Like I said, I just got married. Like how long's it been? Like 2 months. 2 months.
He doesn't even know.
So
Still learning. I'm telling you.
yeah, still learning. I'm like legit. So I think just keep for us, just keep setting goals. Like the small goals that lead to the big one. Like I said, right now we want to save up for a house, and so that's kind of the big things. And I think just what is it? Still having fun, and like I think for sure, even though we're married now, and me having to think of being a vol and stuff, I still see my wife as someone that I would still want to take out on dates and stuff, and still act like we're dating and stuff, and just try to keep that love of life as much as possible. Because I know that down the line, it's gonna be quite complex, and so I just want to make sure that we're still building that that fire that we had when we got into the relationship. So I think that's kind of it for me. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for
All right,
listening.
So this is the last question we've got for you guys, and we saved this one for last, and we did it for the women's episode too. So, Mama Matena, okay. Of course, in every relationship, there's sex. We're just gonna call it out as it is. Right? So, what do you want more of when we talk about sex?
More of it? No. Oh, okay. No, I don't know. I really don't know how to answer this question.
That's it. That's the answer.
this is a tough question.
More, man.
Sometimes
I'll read it again.
Is it because it's tough, or is it because it's uncomfortable?
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't.
I did both, but
All right, you go ahead. Tell them what you want.
Sometimes you want to freak in the sheets, man. Sometimes somebody that's fun, different, that tries different things, right, guys?
Little
Yeah.
spontaneous.
Gotta spice
Leave
it up
it
a
to
little
the
bit.
single guy to be the one taking like all the.
I'd say okay. I guess I could say something. Have her take more of the lead. Some in that.
Okay.
It does get tiring after 3 minutes. So. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So.
Yes. So I agree with Brenda Vang's comment about normalizing this conversation.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely. Like, I know that in our culture, it is very uncomfortable to talk about this. And so Callie and I, we've tried. We've actually had an episode on sex where we've brought on people who are really comfortable about their sexuality and able to talk about it. And a lot of people are really not interested in it, or it just is uncomfortable for them to watch too. So I get why sometimes it is uncomfortable to answer, but in order for us to normalize it, we do have to kind of talk about it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I found something interesting too. What is it? I feel like our parents kind of talked like when we did like eatings and stuff. The girls or the older women would like when they're doing their like work and stuff, they would kind of sit around and talk about all that stuff too. I remember like when I was a few years back, I was helping them Jojo a little bit. I could kind of overhear them speaking a little bit on that aspect, but you know, like it was a little like they didn't say it directly, but it was kind of like off to it. But you
Like,
kind of you could tell the sense that it was in that direction. Like, oh, good see, you know, like my husband can't you know, last any longer anymore, or and all that, something like that.
They try to play it off as like
Yeah, like you watching what's the saying goes? You don't draw or something like that.
Yeah.
So didn't answer the question.
Yeah, that was kind of.
That was just me.
If your girl does something right and she's like putting her heart into it and she thinks she's doing it right, actually that's a lot of wasted effort, right? Because it's like
is a lot.
you might just want to please you, just like you might want to please. Like, what if you were doing something and you're, you know, and she's like hackamoning and just loving it, and then come to find out she don't even like it. She just
that's where
how I can help you. You know what I mean?
That's where
help me help you.
Yeah, that's where in bed you two need to talk it out.
Yeah, oh for sure.
During the session,
in the middle of it.
During the session, have a little communication. We've been talking about that all night, guys. Like, it's important to have a communication.
Communication,
like, hey, honey,
communication.
am I doing this wrong? Do you want it harder? Do you want it faster? You know, because let's be honest, you know, some girls maybe don't do dirty talk. Some girls, they love doing dirty talk. Some guys, they don't get the privilege of having a girl do dirty talk. So I'm not speaking for my I'm not speaking for me. I'm just
in general,
in general, like I think it's okay to tell the girl or the guy to tell what to do. Like, take initiative, right? Like, hey, like do this harder or do it faster or keep it like that or yada yada yada. I mean, my sex life is great, you know. So we do a lot of the dirty. You're right. This conversation is healthy. We need to have it, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I like the dirty talk. Dirty talk is good.
It's motivation.
That's my take.
Motivation.
It's reassurance, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have a comment here. People are laughing, but let's be honest. You gotta let your partner know how you like it. That's the only way to experience new things and keep the fire going, right? Because sex is such a big part of a relationship. Some people are in sexless relationships and marriages, and it's definitely a component of like being intimate. And when we talk about like just sex too, there's a lot more to it than just like actual like sex penetration, right? There's a lot of other things that go with it. And so I think that open communication is super important, and letting them know, how you like things or what you want to try that's different.
Yeah. And, like going along with that, like, like flirting is kind of a way to enhance
teasing.
Yeah. Teasing like that. That's nice too. I like that.
Are you looking directly at your wife, or are you looking at
the guys? Dude.
You're looking at us.
He's looking at Yee. I think he was looking at Yee.
My insecurity is looking for reassurance from my guys.
Hey, no, you're right. Yeah.
Hey, okay. Hey, girls. Like, so I'm gonna ask you two a question. Like, can you guys agree with this? Or if you don't agree, you guys can let us know. But is it true that when the makeup sex is bad, that means the relationship is over?
I mean, I don't know, honestly.
Right.
So then it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's like, okay, if the relationship is bad, the sex must be good to keep it going.
That's my question. Yeah. But when the makeup sex is bad, that means
right, yeah, because the relationship is already probably pretty bad, right? And so if the makeup sex is bad, like why put up with that?
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like yeah, like my husband and I don't fight a lot, so I don't know. Like I've been with him for 22 years, so I have no idea. Like I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, me and my wife, we don't fight a lot either.
Yeah.
Mine
all
too.
the time.
You won't find it all. I mean,
that's awesome.
I'm proud of you.
So something you guys should take note of.
So yeah, I mean, we got did a bachelor. We got a guy who's interested.
Never been in an argument.
Sorry we didn't answer your question how y'all wanted
That's
to, but
okay.
that's just kind of
Well, we want more of it. B's right. We want more of it.
B is right.
Yeah,
Sometimes
take the
Yeah.
initiative. You know,
Different positions, aka
be
anal.
different. Sometimes be spontaneous. Who said that, Lee? You did.
Huh? What?
Be spontaneous.
Yeah,
a little bit.
spontaneous.
Lisa, they know.
That's what you told me.
Try it, guys.
It's not that bad.
So like in a year, maybe we'll have you guys back and we will dive more into this sex conversation.
That'd be great.
Because
you want to let us come back within a month? We're that bad.
No.
It's gonna be a year. Chuck, just give us a year to practice.
After the conversation, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, go home and try it. Come back and
Yeah.
talk about it.
Because when I'm in bed with my wife, I'm gonna be like, well, Olivia and Kelly said this, so we're gonna try this.
We're gonna try it.
Oi. Hey, that's your mom. Right?
Yeah.
Oh god.
So but I do agree with that conversation earlier about like normalizing conversations. Of course, we try to keep it PG as much as possible because we don't want to get reported. But
Right.
I think it's, whether it's on camera or off camera, I think it's really important for us to communicate with our partner about what we like, what we don't like, healthy relationships. But I also think it's really important for us to create space for our brothers to kind of talk about, their experience, and for our sisters to talk about their experience, in a space for us to all kind of come together and talk about it, whether it's uncomfortable or not. I feel like we have to talk about it in order to learn and grow, so.
Yep. Totally.
Because we were never taught that by our parents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I linked to hi earlier. Nay, I think we had someone said that like our parents are dirty, but they talk in metaphors. Yin true man.
Yeah, I'm saying.
He's so hang that she might use both y'all look high low. Actually, don't call high. Yeah. But Bailey, but bet you higher than A. We just go straight to it. Yeah. So it's a much needed conversation, but
We're working towards it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So that pretty much concludes our conversation. And so did you want to, any last words that you guys want to tell our audience? How do they support you? Where do they follow you? How do they listen to you?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So you can just follow us on YouTube at just ReLax. So ReLax. And then we have a Facebook page as well. We're just producing some cool content that's coming up. We have great projects that's coming up as well. We have a volleyball camp, a youth volleyball camp coming this summer that we're super excited to host and really better our youth and our community. So just follow us on our Facebook page. It's just ReLax. And honestly, I want to thank you ladies for reaching out to us and having us on your talk show. This was awesome. It's something new that we haven't tried yet. But it's been great. And hopefully, like we mentioned before now, when we speak or answer these questions, it's kind of just our opinion, our reflection. I don't think we are capable or capable of representing of representing the entire population. But maybe some people do agree with us. Some people don't, and that's all right. And that's part of dialogue and part of conversation and growth. And we are super, super proud and happy to be a part of your conversation. And just want to say thank you to you ladies.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Oz.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming on, willing to come on, and also being in the space and being a voice for Hmong men. I know you said that you don't speak for all Hmong men, but I think it's important to speak for some Hmong men and to get your opinions and ideas out there as we grow as a community. Thank you to everyone who joined us here tonight, for all of the fans of ReLax that came over and watched and supported, and all the fun conversations in the comments. Of course, here at All That Talk, we believe that conversations drive change. It starts with you. So with that, I will let the guys of ReLax do the outro.
All right. As always, relax.
You got it.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Take care, everybody.